Hello and welcome to another Brett Plays video. Today we're going to take an early look at the upcoming released Griffin G39, also known as a JAS39 Gripen. So the Griffin has been renamed for the sim. Now this is from Deimos Inc. I've been granted a quick early look. Now this is a work in progress version. So we are getting some updates still, so you may see in the initial, or so final release will be slightly different. But these are some custom 8K and 4K PBR textures. Now what I'm looking at now is the highest detailed version. So this is the 8K, and from what I've been informed is that some of the other liveries, although they are still high, may not be as high as this one, because Microsoft has a limit of what can go in the store size-wise, apparently, or something along those lines. So you had to actually make them a little less for the other liveries. So we may see some extra updates later in new liveries. Some nice detail on this, like extremely nice detail. This has been in development for a while. Look at that, even written down in handwriting when the battery was installed. Nice. So just touches of detail. So I'm going to go through this and press everything. Also talk about the actual model is custom high quality 3D model, custom high quality sound. So this does not run the F18 sound. This has custom sounds. It's a fully animated pilot, fully animated engine and afterburners, fully animated control surfaces, animated and working refueling probe. I will show that off as well. Canopy opens and closes and also has a canopy jettison feature. Yeah, don't pull that while flying. You will lose your canopy and it will get very noisy and harder to fly. Not impossible, but yes, the canopy can actually pop off. No, you will not eject. That one's not being implemented. Covers when in cold and dark mode, which you can actually see here. I'm actually quite impressed with how much detail there is on these. So if I were to get right in close, you can actually see almost the fibers of the so-called material. Well done. I do like that they're all around the aircraft and they're not all the same shape. Some twisted, some straight. Very well done. So much higher detail than some of the previous released aircraft from the same developer, so that's good. They're actually improving. It has aerobatic fumes of various colors, so you can actually put in your smoke trail. So I'll actually will show some of these, but the buttons down there next to the pilot in white, red, green and blue, we can actually use those. It has vapor trails, G vapors and sonic cone. Customizable pilot name, which I do not have on yet, but I am actually going to show that. Multiplayer smoke and wingtip vortexes. Interior cabin, fully animated, that has been designed well above all for VR use. That makes the flight experience amazing. I will show an option that you can actually put the pilot's body in there while you're in the cockpit, and if you're in VR, you'll be able to look around and actually have the body there. I think that'll actually be pretty good. Flight model has been carefully studied and tested in order to recreate the incredible maneuverability capabilities of the JAS39 with fly-by-wire and automatic flaps and slats. The aircraft is supplied with 17 magnificent liveries and others will be provided with next updates. So there's already work on extras. So let's go and take a look inside, shall we? Alright, having a look inside. Now I've started with the canopy open. This is your default view. Canopy is, wait, where do we go? Over this side, that's right. So you can't press anything here, but you can just this one. Great sounds, great sounds. Now I do know that the developer did get some assistance from the Saab manufacturers. Unfortunately, their name's not on it anymore. But let's have a look. Remove before flight. We do need to press that. It goes in here. Can press it, it's back again. We also lose our ladder at the same time, as you can see. Another thing is, if you do leave these on and you turn on your avionics, it will automatically come off as well. So there's an automatic thing that if you didn't actually press that, by the time you get to your avionics, it will go off. Now, I could just do my normal press button and show you how to do this, but if you get in here and you're like, oh, I'm not looking at Brett's video again to actually work out how to start this thing, I will show you that it has a pretty good checklist. So we'll go through the checklist and I'll show you what it can actually do. So canopy, open, well, actually says there's where you open it. Okay, my body's actually here now. That's cool. Tick. Parking brake is on. Parking brake is actually down the side here. It is actually on. Throttle position is idle. Yes. Tick. So I'm actually going to go through these. Navigation lights are on. There we go. Click once. They're on. Tick. Anti-collision lights are off. This is your anti-collision lights. They're already off, so that's good. Taxi lights. Taxi lights. Just click it. There it goes. Highlight. It is off. Fuel cock is not on. So there you go. On. Tick. APU, which is right next to it, but you press that. This is for those who don't not yet familiar with it. Very good. Main power. Sorry, I'm jumping straight ahead there. There we go. Tick. And the cockpit as required. Well, that's the rest of it. You can change your panel lightings. Okay, maybe you have to click it. Alright, I'll click it. There we go. Tick. Engine start. So we've got the APU on. Avionics master. That's that one up here I clicked before. Now the avionics are on. Tick. And we go to the beacon lights. Turn the beacon lights on. Tick. Engine start is this one up here. Tick. Alright. After start. Alright, let's get back to the views. So, if you don't know how to start it, you can actually press those things. You are actually getting it up and running. So it's let's have a look. Engine coming up here. Now these are the displays we have at the moment. I do have a flight plan in here. I can. Oh, there's the engine starts. All right, this might get a bit loud. So let's turn off that. Got a nice sound to it. Certainly sounds different from the front as well. Now, some of these things are got to be updated. It still has previous ident from other files. So I am using a beta version, so there is still work getting done on this. So like I said, your final final version may actually be different. So after the start, we do need to close the canopy. So press that one. Tick. Great sounds. Anti-collision lights, we now do need to turn that actually on. Parking brake off. Let's tick that one. Before I do that, I will show you that this covert or pilot name. If I click that and I come outside and I have a look on this side, I now see Brett Play. I don't have the S on the end of that for Brett Plays, my channel. But if I turn that one back off, it's gone. So if you do want to have that on, you can, depending on what your call sign is. Doesn't have enough letters for my call sign. Right, engine has stabilized. We have 600 gallons, 300 in total gallons of fuel. I think we actually do also have fuel tanks. Yes, we do. All right. Show you some of the other things with that. Let's go through the checklist. Final thing there was to, after the start, parking brake. So again, if you forget where it is there, or if you have it toggled on your controls like that, I can actually do that there. Alright, done. And then we do the taxi. Well, that'll just be taxi lights. So the taxi lights are over here. 1 click up for taxi, 2 clicks gets your landing lights. Landing lights look like that with all 3. Taxi is just a single one in the middle. So let's go back to taxi. Might need to rewrite that, I think. That'll be fixed in the final version. Before takeoff, canopy is closed. Yes, it will be. And you know what? That's for takeoff. Let's get there in a moment. Alright, some of the other things we can do that's not in that checklist. If we turn on the dim there, we can actually see all the things light up. Very good for nighttime. Gear is down. This is our gear lever here. Inoperable. Obviously our engine start and our APU on. Emergency. I notice that's the same as the APU over here. Where is it? Here? No. Next one. There. APU on. So this is the same as what's over on this side here. APU emergency. Now, other things you can do. Canopy jettison. Not going to do that at the moment. We will need to arm our seat, and that's done by scrolling the mouse ball. FSC, let's turn that on. We've got peace mode or war mode. Well, we'll stick in peace mode. Inoperable, therm battery. Our mass, get that through to standby. Actually, we can probably... actually, I want to put that back in standby because I want to show you what you can do with the weight. So you've got 2 fuel tanks, or if you come to your fuel, you can remove them by dragging the external all the way down. So if I do that now, there we go. We have no fuel tanks at all. If I want the auxiliary holders, so that's the extra tips, or the EWT tips, I'll show you what this is. If I were just to put in £10, £10, and £10. I now have the smoke pods and the EW tips and the auxiliary holders, which is only these ones here on the outside. You can't put the fuel tanks on those, but you can go back and put the fuel in here. Looks like my plane was automatically adjusting for that. Alright, so £10 will actually do it. That may be revised in the final release. But at the moment, lots of people around. We'll remove those. Okay, we have our lights on. Yes, we do. Yep, I haven't worked out whether we can put these ones on yet. I'll have to ask the developer them for that as well. It would be nice. Alright. You can put in your smoke. I wouldn't do it on the ground because this is what you're going to get. It just sits there. Now it will actually stay there because I have the smoke pods on. If I didn't have them on, you can still put smoke out, but it will not stay in the air. Wow, look at that pile of... Okay, so that's going to take a while to get rid of. So let's go back to fuel. Turn off smoke pods. Actually, it's coming up as 5. Put 0. Enter. There you go. Smoke's gone. Alright, pods back on. So you, depending on whether you are flying with somebody else or not, when you have these pods on, it stays persistent. When you have them off, it turns off. Alright, let's have a look what else we have available for us. Now, I did say VR would be pretty cool. Put the pilot on, and you actually have a pilot's body. Using the rudders, it moves. Using your flight stick, not a lot. Looking over your, I guess it's a life vest and or whatever. Throttle, there we go. I guess I have my park brake off, don't I? Well, it's time for taxi. Turns very well. It does, you can actually tip it over if you were to go too fast. It's quite maneuverable. I can feel the difference though when I have the extra fuel on as well, so that is good. While we're here, we will go through some views. I might just turn towards the runway here. Alright, so you have multiple views, and we'll just put in our brakes there. So this is the default view. Then we have the first button view that you can do on your, if you've got a flight stick that has the default Microsoft camera change views. Next one, reverse camera, a sight on an angle, which is actually pretty good and great for making videos, and then over the shoulder. Then we have closer in, right panel, left MFD, left panel. Okay, the other screen, which we have while we're here, soft keys for like the barrow, back, altitude. We can actually go and set our altitude. Let's do that now. Alright, looks like you actually moved that one there. Oh, that's good. I did actually forget that. Heading, I won't do that one. Speed mark. Okay, and this is our vertical speed control, which I'm actually a little bit too far over to see if that's moving. It won't at the moment until I click vertical speed. There we go. So when we get to a takeoff, alright, that's only when I put the autopilot on. And that's your different views. Looking left, plenty of view. Looking right, plenty of view. Well, for a second I had my cockpit up. It's just very clean. Nice. Alright, let's go and take this for a flight. I will have to do my final checklist before takeoff. And then there's also a checklist when you get in the air. Aircraft taxiing. I think that's AI. Alright, you do have automatic flaps. Okay. Stop for a second, have a look at the final parts of your checklist. So before takeoff, canopy is closed. Check. Hang on. Click. Check. Seat armed. No, it's not. Let's turn the pilot back off so I can see that. Seat is not armed, so scroll that with the mouse. Down we go. Armed. Check. Landing lights. You can actually click and go to it, so we want the landing lights instead of taxi. Check. On takeoff, obviously gear up, taxi light as required, and APU back off. Alright, that's easy enough to do, and we'll go and check those once we get going. Alright, foot on the brake. This is your internal sounds. Try and beat that aircraft. Turn that volume back down, otherwise you will not be able to hear me. That was a full afterburner takeoff. Very nice. Handles quite well. You can definitely feel the difference with the pods on. Okay, so APU can go off. Landing lights. Now onto taxi. I'm going to put on autopilot. I'm going to put on GPS, and we're going to go altitude and vertical speed, and it's trying to go back to the waypoint. Thank you Microsoft and Asobo for setting that up. Alright, let's bring that back around, and I did actually take off on the wrong runway, so it's probably going to go back over. So what I might do is I might actually force that to show the maneuverability. and the vapor and trails. Yeah, easy. Alright, AP back on. No, back to GPS, thank you. There we go. And altitude. No, let's actually take that up. Actually, let's climb for the sky and see what we can do. Speed-wise, because you probably want to see what the performance is. That's 35, let's say 44, that'll do. Alright, vertical speed. Let's go climbing for the sky. Where are we? Oh, we already got that at 5,000. Alright. Speed is going up, 0.65. It's going to take a lot harder to get back onto that flight plan. We're actually just passing it now. Alright. See, you do get different sounds around the aircraft, and when we get over Mach 1 you will hear sonic boom and see the vapor potentially over the aircraft. So we're just making our way up through. We have. We're too busy talking. There you go. And still trying to get back onto that flight path. That would make sense. Do is I'll actually take this on a steeper climb. Okay, it's causing my sim. Let's go up. That's an extreme climb for the speed we're doing. I'd probably break the aircraft, to be honest. Climbs very well. Now you can see my speed is slowing down. Still doing Mach 1.2 something. Alright, nose it over a little. Get some negative G's for that pilot. And put that autopilot back on. And back onto GPS. I'm just using my own controls there. You could potentially put in heading or your flight. So flight level control. Actually, that would get me up to 44. LNAV and VNAV. Now we're back on heading. Seem to have slowed me right down there at 43. I think I put my auto thrust on, did I? Oh wait, did I press approach mode? Didn't mean to. Let's turn these back off. I actually do want to land down there right on near that beach, so what we will do is let's show more of the smoke. When you're going flat out, your smoke's going to be left way behind. Now you can actually put another layer on there and it will go pink. Now you can see the white actually seems to come out more in the middle, or if I were to put green, we'll end up mixing them. It's going to mean that red pretty much takes over. Turn off, there we go. Blue is mixing with the green. Turn off the green. It's just blue, and turn off the blue. There we go. I did turn off white, didn't I? White is on, and white is off. Now you can't cover that, it stays there. Alright, so what we'll do is actually we will back off. So what did we get to? We got to mark 1 point something. Actually, we're only just over mark 1. I think I put my flight director on. That's the reason why. Alright. Do a bit of a dive. Ooh, sounds like I broke something there. Speed has definitely increased. Now you will see my airspeed. Now I'm on 0 throttle. If I were to put my throttle back on, you'll see that airspeed maximum is around about the 800 knot airspeed max. We can actually go over that. No, it's over. There we go. 830. So you're going a little bit too fast. We're doing 1.58 in a dive at 11,000 feet. Probably will want to back off. There we go, we're in the red now. 900. Okay, this thing really does get going. At almost sea level. Love that sound. There we go. There's our effects. Now we have sound in front. Does go a lot faster without the fuel and extra smoke pods on the wings as well. Alright, what we'll do is we'll go and land it, see how well it lands. I do want to do a quick takeoff and landing again, just to show its ability to take off and climb. Alright, where's my airport? There it is. There we go. Let's go these. That view. Great. More aircraft need the over-the-shoulder view. I wonder if I can press spacebar and go higher. No. But I can use the up arrow. Very good. Alright, and back to default. Oh. My system didn't like me moving my cameras that quickly as we're loading in the airport. Alright, landing gear down. Now, auto flaps. We do have air brakes. That's the ones out the back there. See that the flaps and the canards are actually moving automatically. Around, you can see how she's slowed down a lot with the air brakes on. Down to 157, that was actually a fair way down. Alright, this is Williamtown Military and Newcastle Airport shared airport. What we'll do is we'll actually pull up. Yep. Right down the line. Oh, we did bounce. Slow down. Alright, now what we can do is put on our reversers, which will move these things up. and off, and away we go. That's pretty cool, because you can actually do a fairly extreme landing. Now, I was trying to come down as gentle as possible, but I could have come down with a much higher angle, and, well, pretty much slammed it into the ground within reason, and potentially pull that up onto a very short stop landing. Now, always know that Swedish aircraft and a lot of those Scandinavian aircraft have got a reputation for short takeoff and landing on roads. Now, what I'm going to do is take out the external, and we're going to remove all the extra weight. So this goes 0, 0, and 0. Alright, so then what we've done is we've actually trimmed it down. We have 300 gallons in each side. I haven't shown the refueling pod yet, so let's do this very quickly. This one down here, start refueling. So what we have is the refueling nozzle is there, and we have now 899, so I must have used 1 litre in there. If I were to put it back in, you can see it tuck away in underneath this latch. Do that again. Awesome, well done. Good to see the fan in there as well. Alright, now we look at our fuel, and we are full, 1200. Alright. So what I might do is, as it tucks away, I may actually just drain that back to 50% on these two. Reason being is I want to show you how this can take off really short, climb, what we can do, and hopefully I don't crash it. But if you've made it this far and you've had enough, you've seen what you need to see, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all the rest. I'm going to go and do some extreme takeoff. Now I should be able to do a vertical climb. Helps to be in the Good. I went over, my fault. I can go over. Whoa. Okay, you can actually throw this around. A bit of speed. Over and down. Oh, missed it. Gear down. Touch and go, and up again. And then goes away. Yeah, something obviously a bit of practice. Have some fun. It handles really well. It's gone through some changes since I've been playing with it, several different versions, and I think it's only getting better. It has been also under advisement from military pilots, apparently, so hopefully they're getting some good advice, because I really do like flying this. So we'll bring it in for a more gentle landing here. Oh, bounced. Oh. So that's using the reversers. So if you have reversers set, and as I back off the throttle, they go back down. Turn the reversers off, we're good to go. Great aircraft. Alright, so the Griffin G39 by Deimos Inc. will be on the Sim Marketplace in a not too distant future. Hope you enjoy. I know I have been, and thank you very much to the developer, Ricky Deimos, mate. Great job, enjoying this. I'm sure other people will as well, as we do enjoy a lot of your other aircraft, and usually at quite a comparable price. So thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all the rest. Have a great day. Cheers.